Okay, so Canada is in the United States, right? Canada is in the United States. Um, and first and foremost, Canada wasn't what it is today, right? Canada was actually, yeah. Let me pull up this article. Okay, so I could prove my point. Okay, so for those of you on YouTube, you guys can't see this, but on Instagram, here I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this. Okay, so the British North America Act, right, which is also known as Canada's Constitution, right, received royal assent on the 29th March 1867 and went into effect 1st of July 1867. So the act united the three separate territories of Canada, right, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick into a single dominion. So before 1867, right, Canada, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick were separate, right? And so this British North America Act brought Canada, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick all together to make them a single dominion called Canada, right? So the reason why I'm saying this is these were corporations, right? Canada, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. These were corporations that decided to come together as a conglomerate, right, and make one super corporation, which is Canada, right? So this is still under corporations when we talk about the hierarchies of laws, right? So now, when we go to the Articles of Confederation, which was 1777, that was almost 100 years before, right? 90 years before the British North America Act. So in 1777, with the Articles of Confederation, right, the Articles of Confederation were adopted by the Continental Congress on November 15, 1777. This document served as the United States' first constitution. It was enforced from March 1st, 1781 until 1789, when the present-day Constitution went into effect, right? The 1789 Constitution, right, is the one I always talk about. But this is the original Constitution, right? The 1777 Articles of Confederation, right? So this came before the Constitution that is currently in play, right? Remember how I said constitutions and treaties, right, is the supreme law of the land. Okay, so I'm just going to read through this. I'm going to show you how Canada is in the US, right? Okay, so after Lee resolution proposed independence for American colonies, the Second Continental Congress appointed 3 committees on June 11, 1776. One of the committees was tasked with determining what form the Confederation of the colonies should take. This committee was composed of one representative from each colony. John Dickinson, a delegate from Delaware, was the principal writer, right? The Dickinson draft of Articles of Confederation named the Confederation the United States of America. Okay, so that's the Confederation. right? After considerable debate and revision, the Second Continental Congress adopted the Articles of Confederation on November 15, 1777. The document seen here is the engrossed and correct version that was adopted on November 15th. It consists of 6 sheets of parchment stitched together. The last sheet bears the signatures of delegates from all 13 states. Right, 6 sheets. Okay, got 6 sheets of parchment paper stitched together. Right. Okay, and this first Constitution of the United States established a League of Friendship for the 13 sovereign and independent states. Each state retained every power which is not by this confederation expressly delegated to the United States. The Articles of Confederation also outline a Congress with representation based on population. Each state would have 1 vote in Congress. Right? So ratification by all 13 states was necessary to set the Confederation into motion. Because of disputes over representation, voting, and Western lands claimed by some states, ratification was delayed. When Maryland ratified it on March 1st, 1781, the Congress of Confederation came into being. All right, 1781. Okay, so just a few years after the Revolutionary War, however, James Madison and George Washington were among those who feared their young country was on the brink of collapse. So with the states retaining considerable power, the central government had insufficient power to regulate commerce. It could not tax and was generally impotent in setting commercial policy, nor could it effectively support a war effort. So Congress was attempting to function with a depleted treasury, and paper money was flooding the country, creating extraordinary inflation. This is what's happening right now, right? So the states were on the brink of economic disaster, and the central government had little power to settle quarrels between states. Disputes over territory, war pensions, taxation, and trade threatened to tear the country apart. Right. This is basically what's happening right now. Okay, in May of 1787, the Constitutional Convention assembled in Philadelphia. Why Philadelphia? Okay, Philadelphia is really where the United States capital is. Okay, Philadelphia, not Washington, D.C. Okay, Washington, D.C. is a part of the 3 city states, the Vatican, London, and Washington, D.C., right? That's 3 city states. That's why Washington, D.C. has 3 stars on the flag to represent the 3 city states. The original capital of the United States is Philadelphia. Okay. So to revise the Articles of Confederation, they shuttered the windows of the State House Independence Hall and swore secrecy so they could speak freely. By mid-June, the delegates had decided to completely redesign the government. After 3 hot summer months of highly charged debate, the new Constitution was signed, which remains in effect today. See, the new Constitution was signed, which remains in effect today, 1789. Right? But before that, right? So this is a transcript, right? To all whom these present shall come, we, the undersigned delegates of the states affixed to our name, send greeting. Whereas the delegates of the United States of America in Congress assembled did on the 15th day of November in the year of our Lord, 1777, right? And in the second year of the independence of America, agreed to certain articles of confederation and perpetual union between the states of New Hampshire, Massachusetts Bay, Rhode Island, and Providence Plantations, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, in the words following, viz. Articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union between the states of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Bay, Rhode Island, and Providence Plantations, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, right? I'm going to show you guys where Canada is included in this, okay? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so Article 1. The style of this confederacy shall be the United States of America. Okay, so they make up the United States of America. Okay. Article 2, each state retains its sovereignty, freedom, and independence, and every power, jurisdiction, and right which is not by this confederation expressly delegated to the United States in Congress assembled, right? So each state retains its sovereignty, freedom, and independence. All right, Article 3. The said states hereby severely enter into a firm league of friendship with each other for their common defense, the security of their liberties, and their mutual and general welfare, binding themselves to assist each other against all force offered to or attacks made upon them or any of them on account of religion, sovereignty, trade, or any other pretense whatever. Okay. Article 4. The better to secure and perpetuate mutual friendship and intercourse among the people of the different states in this union, the free inhabitants of each of these states, paupers, vagabonds, and fugitive from justice accepted, shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of free citizens in the several states. And the people of each state shall have free ingress and regress to and from any other state, and shall enjoy therein all the privileges of trade and commerce, subject to the same duties, impositions, and restrictions as the inhabitants thereof respectfully, provided that such restrictions shall not extend so far as to prevent the removal of property imported into any state to any other state of which the owner is an inhabitant, right? Provided also that no imposition, duties, or restrictions shall be laid by any state on the property of the United States or either of them, right? So it's talking about the United States, lowercase lettering, right? Whenever you see all lowercase lettering, as capitis diminutio nolo, right? So lowercase lettering, right? It's talking about the real United States, right? The living, sovereign United States, okay? Not the United States or either of them, all right? So if any person guilty of or charged with treason, felony, or other high misdemeanor in any state shall flee from justice and be found in the United States, he shall, upon demand of the governor or executive power of the state from which he fled, be delivered up and removed to the state having jurisdiction of his offense. Okay. Whenever they're talking about states, they're talking about states of people, right? Remember, a state is the state of mind. And so where they're talking about state and uniting of states is the uniting of people. Okay. Full faith and credit shall be given in each of these states to the records, acts, and judicial proceedings of the courts and magistrates of every other state. Okay. Who can be the justice on the land? The only people that could be the justice on the land are the natural divine people of the land, right? You cannot have a corporation that is making decisions or judging people or anything. Okay, the courts are barristers, right? They're lawyers. They're part of the bar association. Everything is corporation. Everything is not on the jurisdiction of the land, but the jurisdiction at sea, right? They are invaders. They are pirators on this land, right? Looking to steal everything that is on this land, right? So these are imposters acting as judges, right? Acting as judges, right? So that they can steal your estate. Okay? So, Article 5. Okay. For the more convenient management of the general interests of the United States, delegates shall be annually appointed in such manner as the legislator of each state shall direct, to meet in Congress on the first Monday in November in every year, with the power reserved to each state to recall its delegates or any of them at any time within the year, and to send others in their stead for the remainder of the year. No state shall be represented in Congress by less than 2, nor by more than 7 members, right? And no person shall be capable of being delegate for more than 3 years in any term of 6 years, nor shall any person being a delegate be capable of holding any office under the United States for which he or another for his benefit receives any salary, fees, or emolument of any kind. This same paragraph was actually in the Constitution of 1789. It's pretty interesting. Okay, each state shall maintain its own delegates in a meeting of the states, and while they act as members of the state's committee of the states. Okay, in determining the questions in the United States in Congress assembled, each state shall have one vote. Okay. So each state shall have one vote. Okay. Freedom Okay. So freedom of speech and debate in Congress shall not be impeached or questioned in any court or place out of Congress, right? Freedom of speech, y'all. And the members of Congress shall be protected in their persons from arrest or imprisonment, right? During the time of their going to and from and attendance on Congress, except for treason, felony, or breach of the peace. Okay, this was in 1789 Constitution, right? Constitution of 1789. Okay, Article 6. No state without the consent of the United States in Congress assembled shall send any embassy to or receive any embassy from or enter into any conference, agreement, alliance, or treaty with any king, prince, or state, nor shall any person holding any office or profit or trust under the United States or any of them except of any present emolument, office, or title of any kind whatever from any king, prince, or foreign state, nor shall the United States in a Congress assembled or any of them grant any title of nobility. Okay. No two or more states shall enter into a treaty, confederation, or alliance, whatever between them, without the consent of the United States in Congress, right, assembled, specifying accurately the purpose for which the same is to be entered into and how long it shall continue. Right. No state shall lay any imposts or duties which may interfere with any stipulations in treaties entered into the United States in Congress assembled with any king, prince, or state in pursuance of any treaties already proposed by Congress to the courts of France and Spain. Okay, no vessels. Right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go all the way down to where it actually talks about Canada, right? So this is Article 11, right? So Article 11 states Canada acceding to this Congress, Canada acceding to this confederation, right? And joining in the measures of the United States, right there, right? Canada acceding, okay, to this confederation, all right, meaning they want to join a confederation and joining in the measures of the United States, right? Okay, shall be admitted into and entitled to all the advantages of this union. So right there, it tells you that Canada is admitted into the union. Canada is into admitted into or accepted into the Articles of Confederation, okay, which is the original constitution, right, on the land for the United States of America. Okay, Canada is a state in the United States of America. But no other colony shall be admitted into the same. They're saying, but no other, colony that wants to be a state or anything can be accepted into this constitution the same, unless such admission be agreed to by the 9 states. So the 9 states have to agree to accept another colony into the Articles of Confederation, which is the original constitution on the land, right? Which is the original constitution. They have to agree to let somebody in. All right. So what this tells me was Canada was basically one of the first right, outside that was accepted into this this constitution. So what does that mean? Right? This constitution, Canada is under this constitution. Right? Canada has to follow the laws of this constitution. Right? Because what is the supreme law of the land? The supreme laws of the land is the constitution and the treaties together. Okay? So Canada is under this jurisdiction. So whatever they want to say about rules, regulations, coordinates, statutes, right, has nothing. No, it has nothing against the constitutional laws. That's what that means, right? So by you nationalizing and reclaiming the land, right, you are now putting these constitutional laws in force, and they have to abide by it. If they do not, it is treason. Okay? So I just wanted to point that out, right? Just type in Articles of Confederation of 1777 into Google. All right, type in that plus, add PDF at the end so you can pull up the PDF. This one I got on National Archives, right? Archives.gov, right? So, there's a whole bunch of articles there that can go over this. So check it out, man. Check it out. All right. So with that being said, stay tuned because I got more content coming, right? Oh, like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. And also check out my video, my music video that I have in the link below. So go ahead, check that out. And yeah, stay up, stay great, stay in bliss, and stay tuned. Peace.